study finance. My dream was to basically be like I don't know, Wolf of Wall Street, like one of those movies, be working in doing that.
Stockbroker or something.
Yeah, something like that. I got close to what I wanted, but when I was doing it, I was like, yeah, this is not what I want. Like I was doing it kind of honestly, but I feel like I was doing it mostly for the status, for being like, oh, I'm one of the big boys now, But I realized that when you're basically working 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, like the amount of money that you get paid is sometimes not worth it, So, and I saw a couple of my friends that were working in tech, and it's a completely different vibe, when you work in tech, because it's all about do your work and then do whatever you want to do. I will be playing soccer. In the middle of soccer, they will be like doing their work and playing soccer. Like, during halftime, they will be checking emails and be like, oh, I'm just doing some work I'm just catching up on work that I didn't finish earlier.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and I was like, wow. That was before the pandemic, because now, like, I guess that's
more common.
More common. But, back in the day, my friend would literally wake up, work a little bit, go surf, come back, do some more work, go play soccer, come back and do some more work. And then he, like, by 6 p.m., he was done with his day. And I was like, man, that's kind of what I want. So when I had a chance, I was like, okay, I want to learn how to code. I enrolled into they're called coding boot camps. Mm-hmm. It's like a class where they teach you. I wouldn't really say they teach you, but they kind of guide you. Because like, honestly, it's a lot of self-learning, but you're surrounded with people that know. So it's a lot of everybody kind of helping each other. And they do some things that are really good, such as like helping you like interview, preparing you for like showing you exactly how it works. But a lot of I would say 80% is you, and the 20% is them. So when people ask me like, would you do it again? Like, would you pay money for it? I mean, maybe because now I know how to do it, I'm probably like, man, I actually feel like my money wasn't not really worth what I learned.
Could you tell us a little bit how much it costs, like a range?
Yeah, no, like for sure. For sure. Actually, mine didn't pay anything.
That's dope.
Yeah, I was kind of fortunate because I was in a fortunate position where I lost my finance job, and literally California has like I don't know if they have it anymore still, because I feel like after COVID, like California doesn't have any money. But before 2019, I basically I started doing some research, and my company, I got laid off, and just started like just going through kind of like what are my next steps. I started interviewing for companies, looking into what to do, and I found out that California, if you basically get laid off and you get unemployment, California also pays for your training. California, they used to have that. I don't know if they still have it, but literally California paid 20-something thousand for me to learn how to code.
Boy, that's sick.
Yes, and I was for like 9 months I was getting unemployment and just coding. And I mean, back then we're like I had a lot of friends giving me shit. They're like, "Oh my God, you're such a lazy guy. You're
working from home."
Yeah, you're just fucking taking the unemployment money. Go get a job. And I was like, yeah, bro, I got shit from a lot of people from like 4 months. People that I didn't even know, like, they weren't even super close to me. They're like, bro, all you do is just in the computer learning. And I'm like, okay,
it's the future, bro.
I'm like, bro, I want to do me, man. And I mean, I don't wish bad on anyone, but eventually, like a lot of people found themselves in the same position during the pandemic because a lot of people lost their job.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I wanted to put myself in a position where, like, even if I feel like coding or whatever, just the fact that some the basics or a little bit of coding, that's already kind of like above a lot of people. So I was like, okay, this is like a good opportunity for me.
And so what do you do now? Like what is your actual work?
Yeah, so I got a job. I was super lucky because I got a job in like my first company. That's probably the hardest part. Like if you don't have a college degree in computer science, getting your first job, it's super hard. Like you have to apply to probably, I mean, I heard people that have applied to 5,000 jobs or 1,000 jobs before they get like their job. 1,000 applications. So like just think about like how much time does it take to do an application, right? Like
crazy.
5 to 10 minutes. So multiply 1,000 times. But other people just get jobs really quickly. For me, I probably sent like 600 applications, had a lot of interviews, and honestly, I was super lucky because the company that hired me, it was a fintech company, basically finance and tech. So they knew I knew a lot about finance. They're like, okay, you're finance, you don't have to tell us. We know because you have worked in all these companies, and you literally they will be saying words that I'm like, yeah, they wouldn't have to explain me any of the finance lingo.
Yeah.
Exactly, I already knew that. Which a lot for them, that was kind of hard to basically be teaching like some kid from college that just learned that only knows computer science. How does finance work? They can teach the kid already knows how to code, but now explaining that kid how finance works, that was kind of hard for the company to do. So they found me and they're like, okay, this guy already knows finance. he sucks at coding. Like he's bad at coding, but we can teach him how to code. You know, we can teach him the basics. We can give him work that is doable for him at the beginning, and he'll be ramping up. And that didn't happen. But no, I'm just kidding. Like no, yeah, like I was basically like my background really helped, and I worked there for 2 years, and it's one of those things where like I feel like it's, you know, how people say when you're dating someone, like all the girls want you because you're dating someone now, you know.
Yeah.
When you're single, nobody pays attention to you, but when you have a girl, all of a sudden like you're
Everyone's looking.
Yeah, that's honestly like when you're working in tech, that's how it is. If you have a job, a week later you start getting like DMs from recruiters telling you like, hey, do you want to work in this company? Do you want to work? And I'm like, bro, where were you like 2 months ago when I was like desperate for a job, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I would work for 2 years, and I was just getting like a lot of different calls, and so yeah, some guy just called me like, they called me a company completely remote, which that's kind of what I was looking for, and we kept some super cool technology, and dude, I'm loving it. Like I've been working there for 7 months now, and every day it's like I look forward to go to work. Like I'm like okay, it's work, which, you know, like you don't really, it's not like I don't love working, but you know, I actually like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah, that's a lot of people say, oh, if you love what you're doing, you'll never work again. But you're still gonna work so much. You probably might even work more, but now you're passionate about that work, or getting away from the routine. And so what you were explaining to me on the last podcast is that your job is they have problems. There's like problems that come up to like this forum or whatever you guys use, and when you say, oh, I could solve these problems, okay, I could do this and this and this one.
Correct.
You pick the projects that you can solve, and then other people that are more experienced, they'll be like, oh, I could solve these, and then you're just solving problems. And if it takes you, you know, a few hours or a few minutes, and that's how that works, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like crazy because, you know, like I think like when this is when bro, because I used to also do like a podcast myself where I was interviewing software engineers, and I would have basically people like a live room where people will come in and be like, I have a question. What happens if I don't know how to do the work? What happens if I don't know how to do my job? Would I get like in trouble? Am I gonna get fired? I'm scared because I don't feel like I know everything. And the guy, literally, people that work in Twitter, people that work on Tesla, I had a guy that he, a founder of a company, that he's actually got acquired by like a bigger company. The guy will be like, man, let me tell you something. Senior software engineers, the only difference is like when they don't know something, they just don't freak out. They're like, oh, you know, I don't know how to do it, but I'll figure it out, because all the answers are kind of like online, you know, or you can just reach out to someone, and that's literally kind of like what I'm doing for work. If I can fix it myself, if I can do it, I'll do it. You know, like I'm working through the problem, trying to figure, you know, coming up with a solution for the client. But if I can do it, I'll just ask like someone on my team. And
what kind of solutions are there though?
Yeah, so
what kind of problems do you solve? Like what
yeah, so my company, we work in like analytics. Like our company's motto, or company's, I guess, mission is to help companies out there win the hearts of the customer. So just to give you like a quick example, let's just say like you were trying to buy shoes, right? Like I don't know, like Adidas, Nike, Vans, whatever. And you're super excited because you find the shoes that you want. You put them on your shopping cart. You're like, okay, I just got some red shoes. I'm gonna get a white shirt to match, and I'm gonna add a hat. You're super excited. You get all the way at the end when you're about to click buy, like, you know, make the payment.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, those shoes are sold out. And you're like, what happened? Like, you know, I just literally put it in my shopping cart. And you go back and you find you're like, okay, I'm gonna get the white ones. And you go back again, and it's sold out. All of a sudden you had a bad experience. You're like, dude, I'm not shopping again here because, you know, like I had a bad experience. So what my company's kind of like doing, it's like super basic, but we're just literally telling like, hey, you're losing so much money daily. Okay, what if you exchange, you know, like instead of if the shoe sold out, just don't even put it there. You know, just don't show it. Like, you know, if that shoe is not there, just remove it. And all of a sudden when you go there, you're like, okay, they have it on yellow, they have it on blue, they have it on green. Oh, I want the green ones. And all of a sudden your experience completely changed, you know? Which is so basic, bro. But it's like
someone needs to do it.
Yeah, we're doing that, and our clients are the customers using the clients' websites. All of a sudden, like their experience is like it's changed completely, you know, because they're having a great time, and we're able to give like all that information to our clients, you know, be like, hey, this is how your numbers will look if you do this, if you change your website, or, you know, the font's too small. It's just like literally just like analytics, bro. I didn't even know this was like an industry, but it makes so much sense